I love being out on the water every day. You never have the same day twice. It's always something different happening. When we're out there, I'm working alongside my partner Dale, or my mum and my dad, and it's just us out there. You're away from the everyday dramas, the hustle and bustle of towns and cities and traffic. You're breathing in the most cleanest air, and you're out there fishing on behalf of the seafood consuming public of Queensland, and they rely on us to catch their share of that resource. I've been professional fishing all my life. I grew up on the boats with mum and dad, and mum was dad's decky, so wherever they went, I went too.
I was brought up in a fishing family and my dad was a fisherman. And I knew at an early age I was going to become a fisherman. And it hurts me now that the possibility is there that my daughter may not be able to continue this family business in our name.
On the 5th of June, we received a media release stating that the Federal Environment Minister, Tanya Plibersek, signed off on a deal from UNESCO that there will be no gill netting by the 31st of December 2023 in the Great Barrier Reef area.
It was one of the most cruelest announcements that I've ever had. There was no warning, there was certainly no consultation, and certainly no science backing it up.
This represents a third of my business that will be forcibly shut down, and 90 other professional net fishers along the east coast of Queensland that will be without a job. This decision is going to have huge flow-on effects into onshore businesses and the seafood consuming public, as well as us professional fishers. We are losing our jobs, but it's the seafood consumers that are being robbed.
Yeah, look, it's just hard to comprehend, I guess. This Gill Net ban that the government's trying to introduce with what appears to be no credible science behind it. I mean, it's devastating. It's devastating to the fishermen, the fisher people of the industry, but also the community. You know, we showcase such an amazing product. You know, especially here, local wild caught seafood, sustainable seafood. It's really hard to sort of digest what's going to happen to the industry.
I mean, I've always been one that been so passionate about the environment we work in. It does not matter if you're a farmer on the land or a farmer in the sea. You must look after your environment you're in or you have no future.
Aboriginal people and Torres Strait Islander people have been custodians in caring for country along with the industry, fishing industry, keeping our waters clean and also plentiful, that we're looking after it. We've followed rules and regulations in the past, so why not allow this to continue? When you keep on fighting for your country, for your community, for your family, your extended family, and hear that government, state and federal government, is making decisions for our lives without any consultation. They give us native title for sea rights and land rights, but then they don't come and consult with us on what they want to do with our land and sea rights. And now they're doing it to the non-Indigenous community through the net fishing industry.
To have people with no knowledge on what we actually do make a decision to shut you down without coming over and talking with us and letting us take them out and show them firsthand what we have done to avoid interactions, for instance, with endangered species, is just absolutely gut-wrenching.
I can honestly say today that in all my fishing life, I have never seen a dugong caught in our fishing nets. And this is because, as a third-generation professional fisher, I've been taught the science for when these animals are around. and work accordingly. And this comes down to numerous factors of your net, and especially the depth of your net. In 2015, my dad won a Queensland Government State Environmental Award for developing a dugong-friendly net. Where is that recognition now? Us professional fishers are the biggest greenies at heart, because that is our future out there, and we would not want to jeopardise that.
It's devastating. It's just awful to think that this fishery might be gone. It's so important for the community, not just for the fishers, but for the people that are buying it and eating it. You know, to be able to buy local seafood, knowing where it's come from, and the quality is so good, it'll be devastating to have to lose that, and for no good reason. Like, if there's a scientific reason behind it, I'll back it totally, but there's no science in this decision.
The way we fish is so environmentally clean, and it just hurts so much that you think a lifetime of learning about how to operate in a very sustainable, environmental friendly way has just been taken from you with a simple press release from people who have no idea and haven't come to talk to us and hear our side of this story.
I can't quite understand that the Australian government is relying on information based on an organisation that's headquarters is based over in France. Like, this belongs to the people. This resource belongs to the Australian people. I can't understand how our government is persuaded or listening to NGOs, these non-government organisations on the other side of the world, making non-science-based decisions on a resource that belongs to the Australian people.
The thing with wild barra, or the Burdekin barra that we're talking about, is that it's the dedication that our guys come up with. I mean, they catch the barramundi in extreme conditions of muddy conditions, crocodiles, God knows what else is in the water. But the fish is absolutely immaculate. I mean, you can see for yourself, right? The time between catch and the time that it gets delivered here is maximum 3 days. Look at the gills. Look at the colour of the fish, it's beautiful. You can't get fresher produce. I mean, people that take pride in their work, it just shows in the product.
Science has become a big factor now in making any decision. So without having that science available to us, I think it's very important that management come to industry and sit down and discuss, you know, more about the science behind things. Let's educate people, let's learn more about it. It's definitely a sustainable fishery. We need to make sure that with the right science, those decisions, correct decisions, can be made to future-proof the industry.
The barramundi is so sustainable, the biomass of the stock is actually going up. So it is well managed. We fish to a quota. We can only catch X amount. And this is all based on science. This closure is not based on science. This closure is just simply international politics, bullying a federal government that is influencing a state government to take our livelihoods away and take fish from you, the consuming public. Our netting businesses are 80 kilometres from the Great Barrier Reef, and I believe that it wasn't the intent of UNESCO to actually have us shut down. We were just dragged into this because we owned netting licences. There's other netting licences that work outside the waters we work in, and I believe that's what they were targeting. If governments would want to sit down and seriously talk about this, there is alternatives to keep us fishing in inshore waters. There's no need to shut us at the end of this year. To go forward, all we need to do is have some time, some true consultation to sit down and look at the alternatives and keep what is not hurting anything continuing, so we can keep supplying this seafood into the consumer and keep the businesses along the GBR area that back up the fishing industry alive.